Anime. We've all watched it to some extent. Whether you grew up with it, came across it later in life and fell in love, or was put onto it by a friend or a TikTok edit. Came across a cringy video and realized you've opened a can of worms and lost the lid. Now you're looking at your friend sideways, thinking he also dibbles and dabbles into the uncanny valley of weeb activities. Just like those loser-ass fandoms who will send you death threats if you don't agree with their coupling of two characters, who have made it very clear that they do not have any romantic feelings for each other at all, or the sense of euphoria that group gets when they say sub is better than dub, or the random panty shot or boob bounce. Well, that's the problem with putting someone onto the glorious realm of peak fiction known as anime. This shit is weird, like really weird. To the point where the mental image of an anime enjoyer to a person on the outside world is usually a fat, greasy slob with Cheeto dust fused into his neckbeard. So trying to show someone an anime who's never watched a single frame of an anime is low-key a double-edged sword. If they don't like it, now you have to come to terms with the fact that the person you're dealing with is a boring sack of shit. But if they do like it and want to watch more on their own, now you have to worry about them straying too far from civilization into the dark abyss of power scaling communities, or even worse, isekai. No man with a sane mind is voluntarily watching an isekai. Wait, I know you're enjoying my pretty face, but it's time for my favorite segment, question of the video. I want to give a huge shout out to the best answers from last video's question. Some of y'all was cooking up, I ain't gonna lie. But today's question of the video is, what is your favorite childhood anime? And if you don't have one, then what is your favorite anime of all time? Once again, the best answers will be featured in the next video. I can't wait to see what y'all cook up. For the past 3 years, I've been trying to transform my girlfriend into an anime fiend like yours truly, and so far I can say I've been pretty successful. The first anime I tried to put her onto was Charlotte, because I refused to count Glitter Force as her first. And yeah, she hated it, despised it actually. She couldn't even get past the second episode. I know. Why would I try to put her onto a 12th episode, put on the background while you do something else kind of show, instead of a more fast-paced anime like Naruto or Bleach? I thought it was pretty good. It was short, simple to grasp, and it was still fresh on my brain, so I thought she would like it. Well, it had the complete opposite effect I wanted. Anime is ass. She gave up on the vision. Until she walked in on me watching Attack on Titan, and her opinion on anime changed completely. And this had me thinking, putting someone on an anime had to be one of the hardest things you could ever accomplish in your life. Right next to brain surgery or ignoring the shoe cleaners in the middle of the mall. I've been watching anime for a while, like since the 2009 Toonami days when I had to fake sleep in order to watch an episode of Naruto. The Pokemons, the Dragon Ball Z's, the anime that was obviously meant to sell a toy. Besides Beyblade, that story actually had me on the edge of my seat as a kid. Watching Jinka get back for his dad, it was beautiful, man. Or the random AMV I came across on YouTube. That was my childhood right there. I'm well seasoned, a vet if you will. And me having a fully furnished crib in my heart dedicated to anime. Of course I would try to put any and everybody onto it. But you don't realize how conditioned your brain is to certain things until you expose a friend or significant other to your interests. For example, back to the sub versus dub decades-long debate. I already yapped about these idiotic elitists in a video a while back, so we're not gonna go in too deep about them.
Just go ahead and tap into that video if you really want to.
But there's still a massive tumor that runs rampant in anime communities that can turn some people off. Hey dweebs, go outside. I know you're not used to doing that, but go outside and walk up to a normal person who's having a conversation about their favorite anime. Ask them what language they watch it in. They might say,
oh, I like watching it in dubs since I can understand what's going on easier and I can have it on in the background while I do other things.
And you throw a temper tantrum.
No, that's not how it's meant to be watched. That is a complete and utter disrespect to the mangaka. Anime should be watched in the native tongue and nothing else. And plus, the dub doesn't even portray the emotions correctly.
Okay, bro, chill out, relax. It's just a language. We're all watching the same show.
No, you chill out. How dare you watch anime in the language you've been speaking since you were born? That's not right. That's not right. That's not right. That's not right. That's not right.
Ew, no, what the fuck is that smell?
I know we already talked about it in a video a while back, but the whole mission of the sub is better than dub people is kind of counterintuitive. Literally just on this TikTok alone of I'm Dante reacting to Erwin's speech from Attack on Titan, you can see a couple comments.
Dub, heartbreak emoji. Sub over dub for Attack on Titan.
My nigga, he can't just watch the show without having to cater to your wants and needs. It's not that deep. Or this clip of your rage watching peak, if I must say so myself. You can still see a couple comments saying,
Dub's fire as fuck here, not gonna lie.
English is fire to you?
I'm about to finish, hold still.
That's a different problem. That's not really the the conversation at hand that still needs to be addressed though.
You're gay! He's gay!
Wait, is this the actual dub?
My guy, he's just watching a show for the first time. It's never that deep. This is why people are afraid to tap into anime, bro. They're afraid of what's gonna come with that. Because it brings the smelliest, loserest niggas known to man. I don't even think they realize, but the more they bitch about what language a person watches a show in, the more that person doesn't want to watch the show in subbed or even watch the anime at all. I don't even have a problem with sub or dub. I can watch both perfectly fine. Now I prefer the dub, but if the dub is not caught up and I'm really fiending for the story, then I'll go ahead and bite that bullet and turn over to sub. My problem resides with the people who make watching subbed anime their entire personality, or says,
The dub sounds so bad compared to the sub. There's no emotion.
my nigga, we are no longer in the 2000s. The dub actually sounds good now. It no longer sounds like fingernails on a chalkboard. The voice actors actually know how to turn the stove on and cook a full course meal. Shut your ass up. Motherfuckers just want to feel validated for watching subbed anime. Nigga, you need to submerge yourself in water. You fucking stink. Sub versus dub adds on the reason why people think anime is full of weirdos and refuse to interact with it. But even that debate isn't the lingering dark cloud of toxic anime fandoms. Anime fandoms are hands down the most convoluted communities of all time. No anime fandom is ever normal. You'll always have one or all of these groups corrupting your favorite anime's fandom. One, the power scaling group. They will die behind their favorite character, beating another character from a completely different anime that will never interact or fight outside of something like a death battle, which is already a they win because I said so kind of situation. Because how the fuck does Omni-Man beat Super Saiyan Bardock? This nigga deflected his ult. Since when the fuck could he do that? We're talking about the same asswipe that fell to his knees after getting jumped by 7 street tiers, which included a fish and a rubber band. They are not cut from the same cloth. But listen, I know these death battle guys are saying this. I just can't prove it yet. I can't prove it, but I know they are. Now do you see what power scaling does to you? The shipping community that will defend their ship between two characters that never showed any signs of romance or flat out hate each other in every way, shape, or form. They will even go to the lengths of putting a character with another character that literally abused them because it's just their form of love. Yes, hello. Is this a therapist or a psychiatrist? I don't know who I called. I just started panicking and pressing random buttons. Oh, this is a psychiatric ward? Yeah, that'll work. I have a couple people for you. The tryhards that think their anime is the best thing since Love is Rage 2, and any opinion otherwise will have you publicly executed. Don't even bother having an actual intellectual debate with these types. They're already on their last brain wrinkle. Have some sympathy and let them keep it for as long as possible. Then you have yourself, hopefully, the normal guy or girl who just likes watching quality media without all the extra shenanigans. But the thing about the normal person when it comes to anime is, we're the minority. You won't even find normal people online. They're all in a dark room binging shows back to back with no interruptions. There's even more groups that are even more heinous that make anime unbearable, but for reasons like my sanity plus my channel's livelihood, I will not be dipping my pinky toe into that cesspool. But some of y'all weaves, y'all need to dip your entire body in bubble bath because you're ruining it for the rest of us. PSA, because I feel like it's not said enough or it's not getting through y'all thick ass skull. Just because you like anime does not mean you have to smell like it. Okay? New anime enjoyers could be excited as fuck to attend their first anime convention. The minute they step foot in the building, they're hit with the smelliest haymaker that's ever violated their nostrils. Y'all are paying $7.99 a month for a Crunchyroll membership. Deodorant is only like $2 to $4. That means you are approximately paying for 6 deodorants a month. I think, if my math is correct. But instead, you're choosing to smell like that? I don't get it. I don't get it. Help me understand. Your anime crush is not letting you hit if she caught a whiff of that foul odor. My brother in Christ, please wash your ass. Speaking of anime crushes, y'all freaky ass niggas is a problem that Thanos himself isn't able to fix. But you know what? I can't even blame you. I can't blame you because anime itself is freaky as fuck. Anime is just one of those things you have to lock your door to watch, no matter what show you're watching. You could go from watching an insane fight with crazy choreography and effects to a beach episode with bowling ball sized bazookas bouncing all over your screen. And most of the time the fan service is unnecessary or unrealistic. Yeah, it's anime. Literally anything can happen. But how do you trip and fall into a girl's skirt? What the fuck are we doing? Who's the target audience for this shit? At first it was cool. I mean, who doesn't like seeing bajongulars bounce? But if you keep spamming the same move, eventually the gameplay is going to get stale. And plus, if someone wanted to see the bajongulars bounce with more efficiency, they could just take a nice trip over to the Haven or read over the 34 rules. After my girlfriend fell in love with Attack on Titan, I was pondering on what anime I should put her on to next. Until one day, she walked in on me again, but watching One Piece this time, and decided to watch it on her own. Of course, I was proud, but there was one thing I was horrified about. Not the 1,000+ episodes she would have to watch, because One Piece is one of those shows where you're watching episode 30, blink, and somehow you're watching episode 1020. Plus, she already rewatched Grey's Anatomy in full 6 times, so I knew she was like that. The thing I was worried about the most was the fan service. Literally every woman in One Piece is built like they just came straight from Dr. Miami's office. So I was a little nervous that she would look at me a little crazy, but I was wrong. She was either distracted by the peak she was watching, or she just like me for real, because she was cool with it. But for some people, they might not like that type of stuff and can get turned off completely, especially after seeing how freaky some of these shows are, or knowing how old the characters are that are in the freaky situations. Like I said, the shit be random. You could go from watching people eat a tasty meal to wait, whoa, where they close at? Now this might be a steamingly hot take, but anime is definitely not for everybody. It's a acquired taste, I like to say. It can definitely be hard to watch, both literally and figuratively, and the communities can make it even harder to watch. But it's still better than 99% of what Netflix puts out. Yeah, fuck that mom, by the way. But that's all I have for y'all for today. Don't forget to like, comment, and what? Subscribe. I love y'all. I'm gonna see y'all on the next one.